welcome to the Absolute Recap Biology Edition. I'm your host, Melanie Kingett, and I'll be your guide to scoring a 5. Here at the Absolute Recap, we aim to maximize your understanding and minimize your need for memorization. Each episode will review content, skills, and test-taking tips to help you succeed in May. Your recap starts now. Hi, and welcome to the Absolute Recap Biology Edition. Today's episode will recap elements of life. Let's zoom out. We're in Unit 1, Chemistry of Life. Topic 1.2, Elements of Life. Our big idea is energy. Remember, structure influences function, and this will hold true for atoms as well. Let's review some basic concepts of atoms before diving into common elements. Let's zoom in. The CED states that organisms must exchange matter with the environment to grow, reproduce, and maintain organization. As an aside, are you having trouble remembering the characteristics that all living things share? Remember the acronym OSHMERG. 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 All living things have organization, respond to stimuli, maintain homeostasis, metabolize, use energy, reproduce, and grow. OSHMERG. No, it's not a real word, but it doesn't have to be to help you remember. OSHMERG. OSHMERG. Okay, now back to matter. Matter is made up of atoms, has mass, and takes up space. For example, rocks, trees, and people are all made of matter, while energy is not. We just said that living things grow, and, spoiler alert, they have to accumulate more matter to do so. Once they have this matter, they can use the raw materials to build useful molecules for biological processes. For example, taking in glucose as a reactant for cellular respiration, or carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Atoms contain 3 subatomic particles. Protons are positively charged, found in the nucleus, and are represented as the atomic number found in the periodic table. Neutrons have no charge and are also found in the nucleus. Electrons have a negative charge and are found surrounding the nucleus. They are often described as an electron cloud or arranged in rings. Because electrons are the most peripheral of the 3 subatomic particles, they will be involved in bonding with other atoms. The making and breaking of bonds is the foundation of metabolism. Too often, metabolism is misdefined and only thought of as how well someone can digest their food. Like, wow, high school students must have great metabolism. They can eat an entire pizza and never gain weight. If living things were only completing reactions of digestion, we would break bonds continuously until nothing was left of us. In contrast, metabolism is the sum of all chemical reactions that take place within an organism, those that are bond-breaking, or catabolic, and those that are bond-forming, or anabolic. We have to do both to be biologically successful. What do you think of when you hear the word organic? Images might come to mind of apples grown without pesticides or grass-fed cows. But in science, it's much simpler. Not all atoms are equally valued by living things. There is one element that reigns supreme: carbon. Organic molecules contain carbon. Because carbon has 4 valence or outer ring electrons, it forms 4 covalent bonds with other elements. These bonds can be single, double, or triple, causing molecular shapes of straight chains, branched chains, and rings. Oftentimes carbon, and sometimes hydrogen, is omitted from molecular ring diagrams because their presence is always assumed at a corner. In order of appearance, the 6 most common elements found in living things are CHNOPS, CHNOPS. Carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen are frequently linked and are represented in all biological molecules. Nitrogen will never be found in carbs and lipids, but is always a component of nucleic acids and proteins. Think nitrogenous base and amino group, respectively. Even though nitrogen is the most abundant gas in the atmosphere, it will need to be taken in through food. This is true for plants too, and is the primary component in products like Miracle-Gro. The final 2 elements make infrequent appearances. Phosphorus will always be a nucleic acid as a component of the backbone of DNA, and will only appear in lipids that are phospholipids. The presence of a phosphate group gives DNA its negative charge, and phospholipid heads their polarity and subsequent hydrophilic affinity, or attraction to water. Sulfur makes its only appearance in some R groups of proteins. This influences protein folding through the formation of disulfide bridges. To recap, organic molecules are made of carbon and form a variety of structures through the bonding patterns with other elements. Organisms obtain these elements from their environment and through metabolism build up and break down polymers to grow, reproduce, and maintain organization. Today's question of the day is about elements. How is the periodic table organized? For the answer to today's and future questions, please follow us on Instagram at TheApsoluteRecap. That's the APsolute Recap. If you are a student with questions or a teacher with suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. If you have a biology topic or another AP subject you would like us to cover on the Absolute Recap, please email us at theapsoluterecap@gmail.com. That's the APsolute@gmail.com. The Absolute Recap is produced by Brad Kingett with music by Zach Caruso. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe wherever you get podcasts. Time's up, pencils down. Thank you for listening to the Absolute Recap Biology Edition. AP is a registered trademark of the College Board. Copyright 2020, Absolute Recap, LLC, all rights reserved. Coming up next on the Absolute Recap Biology Edition, Episode 7, covering Unit 2, Surface Area to Volume Ratio.